Welcome back to the channel, guys. Oh, this is crazy. I told you last video I was gonna buy a Porsche. You might have thought I was joking, but it is what it is. Like I didn't really have an option. I didn't really have much option. The motorbike, I couldn't get insurance on it. And then I was thinking, what can I do? I want to show you some cool stuff. Today we're gonna go check out, of course, Stonehenge. You would have seen it from the thumbnail. But this is what we're doing the trip, the UK trip in. Crazy. It's nothing insane, it's just a Boxster, but it is a very nice looking Boxster, and of course, still a Porsche. So that's a W. First Porsche. We got a Porsche. I'm the one driving it, but we got one together. So this is pretty, this is pretty cool. Something a bit different for the channel for now. It's a bit of a 100K celebration. Shout out to Andrew, the owner that I bought this from. Nice guy. Hopefully everything goes well with the car. It seems mint, like mint condition. I don't think you can really pick one up for better than what I got it for. It was cheaper than my motorbike. That motorbike I had, the CF Moto, was £6,000. This was listed originally for £7,000. Dropped it down to 6. He just wanted it gone. I got him down to 5.2, so I got it for 5.2, which I think is a pretty good deal. So we'll see how it does. We'll see. We'll find out if there's anything majorly wrong with it when we start taking it on the trip. Oh, hey, big tree branch. One of those little acorns. But look at it, guys. This is crazy. It still doesn't feel real. Crazy value for money that you can get a very nice Porsche to drive. It's just amazing to drive. The manual, the way that Porsche is built, you know. Pretty crazy, man. So today, anyway, enough about the car. Let's go for a journey back in time to like prehistoric England. There's some epic stuff. We've all seen Stonehenge, but there's a lot of new studies and some very interesting information that's come out recently, last year, at the end of the year. And it's a lot more impressive than most people think. It's not just a pile of rocks stacked up on each other. So we'll go there. I've wanted to see it for a long time. So we'll go there and check it out. And then we'll go check out another henge, which is actually the biggest in the world that most people skip over. It's like right next to Stonehenge, but people miss it. So let's go, brother. Get in the Porsche. I've never done a car POV, so you guys are just gonna have to tell me what it's like. I hope it's all right for your viewing pleasure. It's a bit tricky to work out. Not to mention very uncomfortable on my head. I look ridiculous. You would laugh if you saw it. I think we've got about, what does it say? I can't believe we've got CarPlay, Apple CarPlay too. 50 minutes. Yes, lad. These roads are gorgeous. This is not what I expected the UK to be like. I thought this was rare, but this is everywhere. Once you get out of the main cities, you just drive through these absolutely beautiful single lane country roads, and it is phenomenal. They are sketchy because they are one way, so we got to be bloody careful because they're so narrow, like you can see. You have to reverse if something happens. But this sort of driving is my dream. This is like beautiful. So once we get on the road and the road trip gets going, we'll have the tents. We're gonna be posting up each night next to the cars, sleeping in the tent, cooking food. It's gonna be mint. And this area, once you get out of Reading, heading more west, southwest sort of the UK, there is so much ancient stuff, so much. Really fascinating stuff like that. I don't know why, but there's just so many henges. Henges are practically an earthwork where they dig an embankment and create like a big circle, and they usually have something significant in the middle. And of course, that is why it's called Stonehenge, because it's a stone circle, but there is a henge around the outside. You'll see it when we get there, an earthwork henge. So not only is the stonework impressive, but just the sheer amount of earthworks that these people did 3,500, 4,000, 5,000 years ago is crazy. Remember, the tools that we're taught that they had were just simple deer antlers. They used deer antlers to dig the ground like a little pick, and like shoulder blades from animals and sticks. Like, man, and they did some insane earthworks. I'll show you when I get there. I'm excited to see it. I've wanted to see this for a long time. How cool is this? How beautiful are these roads? Some of these houses around these spots are gorgeous. These massive estates. Yeah, I didn't realize. I didn't realize how much greenery there was. It is so green around here. Just these beautiful forests. Man, the churches around here are on a whole other level, like medieval architecture. So sick. We're going right here? We are. Wow, so many little lanes. It's been a while since I've driven, but driving skill comes back very quickly. Look at this. I'm never gonna turn the camera off. It's just too pretty. Like, look at this. I didn't even plan on this. It's just just following the GPS. Is this real, bro? We've gone from a hospital bed, what, 2 months ago, to 2.5 months ago, to the driver's seat of a Porsche. That's great. That's crazy. Sketchy single lane. Like, look at that. That's so beautiful. It's got like it's like a medieval, you know, castle sort of lookout on the top of it. And this stuff is everywhere, man. This stuff is everywhere. This is almost like it was once a private estate. This whole area sort of gives that vibe. But that's so sick. Let's go. I didn't realize how set up this place was. I've also never seen such a big queue for something. And we've been to some cool places together, but this is also obviously very mainstream, you know. Like, look at this. The queues for the buses. That's crazy, lad. I don't even think I'm gonna go in there today. It's so busy. Not a fan of really crazy places. Remember Kalisa Temple in India? Less busy than this place. I'll work something out. I want to see it, but I don't want to be lining up for ages. What to do? What to do? That's a bummer. I overestimated how my leg would feel. It actually hurts a lot when I walk. My knee, I start to limp really badly. But that's okay. Sitting next to a beautiful Ferrari there. Same color, let's go, brother. I'm going to tell you about Stonehenge because it's not necessarily, the whole visual thing now isn't that impressive because most of the stones have fallen over or they're missing. But let me tell you about it, okay? And we'll show you some photos and stuff like that as well. All right. I just realized that I'm having a midlife crisis. I'm driving a cheap Porsche and now stones are interesting to me. So yeah, you can laugh at me. I am definitely, that's like the clinical diagnosis for midlife crisis. I just wanted to tell you what is interesting about this place because it's far more interesting than most people think. What we're sort of taught is that they were simple hunter-gatherer tribes that spent most of their time trying to find food because that was their main objective, and they didn't really have anything else going on. And then you get something like this that has withstood thousands of years and has so much crazy precision to it, and a clear use of like geometry, mathematics, and also astronomy. So first of all, think that the henge around the outside, the ditch, was made some 5,000 years ago, dug some 5,000 years ago. And then around the inside, on the inside of that circular earthworks, they had the blue stones, which are the small stones that are in the middle of what we see now, but they were originally on the outside, going all the way around the earthworks. And then supposedly they added, about 500 years later or so, they added the massive sarsen, if I spelt it or say it right, sarsen stones, which are those big ones that we see, you know, those big, the lintel, the two uprights and the top. They added them and then moved the blue stones from out near the dirt in to the middle of them. And then you have the altar stone in the middle. This is the one that has the interesting new research. Now, some of these big suckers, some of these big ones, bro, the sarsens, they weigh up to 30 tons, cuz. 30 tons. And I've heard some of them go up to 50 to almost 60 tons. They are massive. That's, you know, 30,000 kilograms if you don't know what tons is. But they're the closest stones that were brought. Every other stone is brought from well further away. So the blue stones, the ones that were originally on the outside, where the dirt was, and then brought into the middle, they're from around 250 kilometers away. They're from South Wales, I believe. Somewhere in Wales, I forget the actual position, but they weigh over like 2 tons anyway, just the small blue stones. It's very tricky because I can't show you guys a size comparison, you know, I can't stand next to them. Now, the altar stone, this is where things get pretty wild here. Not only did they manage to move 30-ton stones from, you know, 25, 30 kilometers away, the altar stone is from North Scotland, lad. North Scotland. All the way from Scotland. They... That's crazy. That's like 700 kilometers away. And that stone is about 6 tons. 6 tons, 6,000 kilograms. It shows that they had some sort of massive organization. It was a joint effort. There's also been feasting pits and stuff found. They found remnants of animals that have been brought down from Scotland as well. For how simple these tribes were supposed to be, they seem to have pretty damn good organization. It's hard to see the altar stone. The altar stone is in the very middle, and there's 2 big stones, sarsen stones, on top of it. So it is covered, but it's in the middle, so it's sort of said to be the most significant. There's heaps of stuff around here too. There's another 4 that are on the outside of the Stonehenge that sort of create a really nice square around this structure. Now we have to talk about the geometry. The geometry here is mind-blowing. So the main axis of this monument is set up to frame the sunrise on the longest day of the year. It's called the solstice alignment. And the 4 key stones outside of the monument help align Stonehenge with the movements of the moon, which is insane, bruv. A few measurements for you to understand how well they have made this monument. The average length of the sarsen lintels, 10.56 feet. The outer diameter of the main sarsen circle is 105.6 feet. Perfect multiples of 10. This monument's also like a great representation of squaring the circle. And golden rectangle, builder's pie. All of this stuff can be applied to this structure. Coincidence or proficient? I want to show you Avebury, the biggest henge in the world. It's only like 25-30 minutes away from Stonehenge. Let's see. I got the roof on. Temperature's dropping. You can actually put the roof on while you're driving. If you're doing like under 15 kilometers an hour, you can just hold the button and the whole roof. It's so cool. Alright, we're coming into Avebury. I think it's a town, Avebury. At least there's a town inside the damn henge. And look at this. There's a bunch of these. It's like a, it's basically like a, it's an old road, basically. This is actually good that it's later in the night. There's not going to be many people here. Let's have a look. It is getting late, like 7 p.m, but oh, it stays light here long. Yeah, this, you can see it. This is the old, basically, walkway or ancient road, right? For whatever reason, 3,500, 4,000 years ago, they decided to, the amount of effort, stand these up and create basically a long road. This is beautiful. We can just go here because no one comes to these sort of areas. If this was Stonehenge, oh, it'd still be a line for ages. Let me show you. A journey through prehistoric England. Pretty cool, man. You'll be able to see the road perfectly. Yeah, look at the size of these stones, man. And the cool thing is you can touch these, unlike at Stonehenge. Look at the size of these suckers. They're massive. And you can see the pathway going this way. So that's still it now. That's that road. It goes the whole way down, right? And then this here, yeah, this is the henge. That's the perimeter wall of the henge, the earthworks. It's hard to see, but there's people walking right there on the edge of it, which is crazy as. So if we drive that way, we enter the henge. I'm gonna go here and park up, if we can park in that cafe. Look at the size of those stones, cuz. Wow. There's that road. Just here. We can go in here. I'll park in here. Should be alright. Okay, there's so much to look at here. But yeah, this is the largest stone circle in the world, man. It's hard to comprehend the size of these suckers until you get up next to them. It's off the chart. And then it's so cool that there is a town in the middle of it. There's even a pub in the middle, so you can come and have a beer in the largest stone circle in the world, Henge. Now, if we were to say why they built these, we would be lying, because we don't really know. We don't even know if it was for ceremonial purposes, like, who knows? We don't know why they built them. It's not definite that it's a burial site. They have found remnants of people being buried and stuff here, like a bunch of remains and bones, cremations, but it's got a lot of significance with the astronomical alignments, sort of like a big calendar. Whether that was to help them with their farming, who knows? Who knows? Holy shit, man. It's all speculation. Brother. Oh my God. So this isn't natural. This is all dug. Bruv, I don't even know if you guys can grasp the size of that on the camera. That is insane. Remember, 3,500 years ago, supposedly all they had were deer antlers. They used them like a pickaxe. They did excavations in here a long time ago. There's a legendary photo with a bunch of dudes standing in it as they excavated all the way down. And it was like 10 meters deep. I'll show you the photo just so you can see the size of it compared to a human. Insane. And no one here. That's why I wanted to show you this place compared to Stonehenge. Stonehenge is obviously more visually impressive, but if you come here and you actually see the earthworks, crazy, bruv, crazy. So they would dig these, throw the dirt back, and that's how they created these massive It's basically like a moat, right? It looks like a moat or henge, which is where some people get the idea that it almost looks like they're trying to keep water out. So there's rivers that run through here, old rivers, and if for some reason they flooded or the river level was way higher, they're protected from any level of flooding, because it's literally a giant wall of dirt and then a secondary wall which can act as a moat and fill it with water. But there's it's a bit tricky. There's no clear evidence of water levels being that high. So fascinating, because these people are supposed to be, this is during the Neolithic time, Neolithic age. I just think it's such a cool thing, and it shows how much more capable our ancestors were thousands of years ago, that they're able to organize and build things like this. I mean, bruv, have a look at these goddamn stones. That is off the chart. I'm nowhere near the top of that. Have a look at the size of it. That's crazy. One thing that I like a lot about with Stonehenge, the inside, on the inner circle, the faces on the stones inside are a lot smoother and they're a little bit concaved, and the outer facing edge of the stone is very rough. So a lot of people have talked about maybe that was done to benefit acoustics, and so that there was some sort of sound magnifying effect, right? Even the Vikings did a lot of stuff with frequencies, sound frequencies, and healing with different frequencies. That's common with so many crazy ancient structures like Calissa Temple. All of these ancient structures, they have very interesting sound and acoustic properties. So whether or not, you know, you could say Stonehenge was built for that purpose, we're never really gonna know. But yeah, bruv, these stones are insane. They're huge, cuz. They are huge. A couple of them, they have these little circular drill marks where they've taken like a core sample out, and then that's how they've been able to identify where the stones are from. And now there's a town, like some people live inside the biggest henge stone circle in the world. There was originally about 100 or so of these massive monster stones. Pretty cool, man. I'm just impressed by the ditch. I've spent so many years of my life digging holes in construction, digging holes during the mountain bike days, making jumps, building tracks. So when I see a big mound of dirt, I'm like, damn, bro, that would have taken some damn effort. And that's insane. I think it's all chalk. I think the base here, the ground composition, I'm pretty sure it's chalk. The white chalk sort of look. Pretty big, isn't it? Yeah. But look how deep this is still, and this is nothing like what it would have been originally. Like, you could easily roll down there and hurt yourself. I would love to know why. Like, what were they doing this? How did they get so organized, you know? I don't think they were using fucking deer antlers, man. How the hell would you do that? It's hard enough with the bloody excavator. Let's go have another wander around. So yeah, that's the road. Whatever that was for. I know these link. I think this either links to a river, and then that river then links to Stonehenge, and then there's a path from the river to Stonehenge. So it was almost like they could jump on the river, boat down the river in their wooden canoes that they had, get out and go to each place. It's so cool, man. This whole area is just like a prehistoric playground. And keep in mind, Avebury, here where I am now, it's free. That's why it's so cool. It's still World Heritage. It's all yeah, World Heritage and National Trust, but yeah, free. So sick, man. Coming up here, it looks like a volcano. That's another, some sort of man-made thing. I don't really know what it is. I think we can drive in here, I'm not too sure. Look at that, cuz. What is that? That's crazy. Crazy as. So big. So random. Yeah, look at that. So big. All right, there's a burial mound over here I want to show you. And now we're just in the middle of someone's farmland. We're walking up the hill and there's a massive ancient burial chamber sort of thing. Yeah, this part of the UK, man, just full of prehistoric stuff. You guys would know a lot more than me about this, especially if you're from this area watching this video, as I just drive around and briefly explore them and explain them. So if you know anything else cool about these places, drop some information in the comments. That would be dope. And press the like button as well. It's free and it helps me. Only takes you 0.5 seconds. You should have done it by now. I'm watching you. Once I get to this place, I'm done walking for the day. My leg has had it. I actually found a way in to Stonehenge where you can get closer to it. You go around the very back. There's like a house estate area. And you can drive in and then you can walk a nice path all the way to it. You can get very close, just not inside with it. You get way, way, way closer than what the Google Maps location is. So look a little bit better on the maps and go out the back, the opposite side of the Stonehenge parking, and then go for a little stroll. It's a bit of a hike. Next video, I'm going to take you to another thing that is very common in this area called hill fort. It's like an Iron Age hill fort, so it's the next level in terms of timeline for us. This is sort of, you know, the oldest kind of stuff in the UK. Stonehenge. There is some stuff up north, and in Orkney there's like Viking villages and all that kind of cool stuff. But from what I believe, this is sort of the oldest stuff. So we're sort of starting our journey as far back as we can go for the UK in terms of visually still seeing it. And then next video, which will be Thursday, we'll go to an Iron Age fort, which really shows the progression and like the clear historical moments for the UK. You can see still at the place when the Romans came, because a lot of people don't realize the Roman Empire was here. All through the UK, there's heaps of sick ruins that they've left behind. We'll explore them. There's actually a really cool fort in the Lake District, and we can camp inside the old Roman fort. Look at this thing. The size of this burial mound. Can we go in it? I've got no idea. It just looks like a hill, I get that, but it's like a foundation of stone and then covered with dirt. Let's see if we can go inside. I should have brought my torch if we can go inside. Prehistoric ghosts, Matt? Whoa, bruh. No way. I did not know that's gonna be so dark for you guys. No way, cuz. This is wild. Can you even see anything? That's cool. Hang on a second. They had chipboard 4,000 years ago? That's epic, huh? So this just would have been on someone's land, like a farmer would have had this. Just chilling on his land. Wow, that's cool, huh? I've never seen this kind of stuff. I've never seen people video this kind of stuff in the UK. So I wanted to show you. Look at the size of that. That is like the stone that, you know, that big stone that they rolled over the cave for Jesus? That's like that, mate. That's massive. How do you think they got these stones? How do you think they were moving these things around? Nice bikes or cars in the distance. Look at that. Sealed off. There's like a perfect, almost circular checkout there. Remember, wheels. Supposedly they hadn't even invented wheels yet. Like the ability to roll things on a cart. They still hadn't invented wheels. But yet they're able to perfectly mortise and tenon huge stones at Stonehenge, put them together mathematically, perfectly, as well as lining it up perfectly to the major astronomical and solar moments. The solstice, summer solstice, longest day of the year, the sun rises at a certain key point in Stonehenge, and then supposedly every day it goes through another stone and then gets to the shortest day of the year and then comes back. So they're able to do all of that, work all that out, but supposedly not be intelligent enough to make wheels. Come on. Come on, brother. Especially considering they brought that stuff from hundreds of kilometers away. You don't think they would have had some sort of wheel or... Yeah, anyway. A long discussion. I've got to drive back now. Finished for today. It's getting dark. I need to get some food and my leg is done for the day. My knee is getting sore. So, I'll see you on Thursday. Thursday afternoon, let's go explore an old Iron Age hill fort. And you can see perfectly as the Normans came across, you can see their influence. You can see the Romans. It's pretty cool. See you in the next video. Peace out.